Let's get straight to it. Coming from a Minnesota Viking fan, I want to give a big congratulations to the Baltimore Ravens for defeating and getting to the AFC title game, beating the Texans, which was a hard team to beat, 34-10. And it was a good game for the first half. The second half, it was a little bit of a beatdown. I ain't going to lie. But CJ Stroud, congratulations to you for having a great rookie season. The Texans definitely, wow, what a amazing year they had. But they just couldn't get past Lamar Jackson, and that Ravens defense was just simply too tough. Lamar Jackson, I just want to give so much props to, man, because how he started his career, people were trying to hate on him when he got drafted. I'm talking about when he first got drafted. They hated on Lamar Jackson, saying, is he going to be a wide receiver? Is he going to be a running back? He's not good enough to be a quarterback because his arm talent isn't that good. But in one of those seasons, I believe it's his MVP season because he is an MVP, he had the most throwing touchdown passes. He had the most touchdowns in a season. Well, I forgot which year it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. That's the year he won the MVP. But it's just so much negative vibes when this man got drafted. Even when he was doing his contract extension, there was so much negative vibes because he didn't want to have an agent. He let his mom be his agent because he didn't want to give a percentage of that money that he would give to the agent. He wanted to give that percentage to his mom. Let me talk that talk.
Talk that talk.
Hit that subscribe button and that like button if you haven't already. I know I'm a Vikings fan, but I'm just showing love to each fan base. So if you want to join the YouTube family and you liking the vibes over here, join the family, man. It is what it is, man. We might like different teams. Sports is to bring us all together as one. That's the way I look at sports. You know what I'm saying? But let me get back to what I was saying. He wanted to give that percentage to his mom instead of giving it to a stranger that don't really care nothing about him, to keep it all the way 1,000. Let's keep it 1,000 here. But let's get to this game. What an amazing game overall. You know what I'm saying? This game, you know what I mean? They was trying to say that he can't win in the playoffs, but look, the man had two throwing touchdowns, 2 running touchdowns. What you got to say now? What you got to say now? Lamar Jackson can't win playoff games? Well, to me, it looks like he just won a playoff game, and he dominated for the most part, especially in that second half. Lamar Jackson threw for 152 yards and threw for 2 touchdowns, 16 of 22 for 152 passing yards. 11 carries for 100 yards, 9.1 per carry when it comes to rushing, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Simply amazing. And I'm going to say this right now. Let me say this right now. That 1 touchdown to his tight end, who was it? That it was his tight end. Was it? I think it was, or what was it a tight end? Likely. I don't know if he's a tight end or not, but that was a beautiful throw by Lamar Jackson. He was under pressure, threw it right to him, touchdown. But there's one particular drive really put the nail in the coffin for the Texans, and it was in the third quarter, and it went to the fourth quarter, and they finished it off in the fourth quarter to get the touchdown. It was a 12-play drive for 93 yards. It took 7 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock, man. They was just surgically just getting first downs left and right. Third down, they're going to get it. Fourth down, they're going to get it. You just wasn't going to stop them. The Texans tried their hardest, but they just could not stop Lamar Jackson and that Ravens offense on that particular drive. And they got that score, and it made the score 23-10 before the 23-10, and they got the extra point, made it 24-10. And then from there, it was just over, to be honest with you. But this was a good game. This was a good freaking game. It was a defensive game for the most part until that second half. Zay Flowers pretty much got shut down. Rashad Bateman pretty much got shut down. No, they did get shut down. It was just those clutch plays that the Ravens made. They just made more clutch plays than the Texans, and that's why they got the dub. And they are a threat to potentially win the Super Bowl, and they're going to play the winner of the Chiefs and the Bills. We'll see who wins. And I think that game could go either or. Whoever wins out of the Chiefs and Bills, when they go against the Ravens, that game could go either way. Anything can happen. But let's get to the Texans, man. I just want to give a big shout out to C.J. Stroud, man. C.J. Stroud, his rookie year, man, what an amazing pick. What an amazing draft pick. They took a chance on him. They try to say that they doubted him as well. He's an Ohio State quarterback that most of the time they don't plan out, but he beat the odds. And now look, his team, the Texans, they only won 3 games last season. Now look at them, a playoff team, and they just went against a better team on this particular day in the divisional round. So, but C.J. Stroud had no turnovers. He was 19 of 33 for 175 yards. They couldn't get the rushing game together. They had no type of run game whatsoever. So what can you do? What can you do? You need a run game. I don't care what nobody says. And they just weren't good enough. Nico Collins couldn't do enough. He made a couple of good catches, but it just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough. But it was a good season for the Texans. So if you're a Texans fan, be happy, be proud of your team, and y'all gonna be contenders for a long time with the coach that y'all have and the type of quarterback that you have. He's a true leader, and he definitely has that it factor. And I'm a Viking fan saying all this. I think C.J. Stroud possibly is the best quarterback out of that draft. I truly mean that. I don't know if what's the other quarterback? Anthony Richardson. Maybe he might be that guy, but I think he got hurt. But I think C.J. Stroud possibly is the best. We'll see a few years down the road and see who really was the best. But C.J. Stroud, this is a very good start for his career, and I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for the Texans, man. And this is why I be trying to tell people. Like, people be like, oh, if you have a losing season and you're 3 and whatever, they think it's going to be a rebuild for years and years and years. That's not necessarily true, because if you draft the right quarterback and he's a C.J. Stroud potentially, and you have the right coach, you have the right offensive coordinator, the right defensive coordinator, and you have more money because you have more money to spend on the holes that you need to fill on the roster, you can mess around and be like the Houston Texans. That rebuild is not like it was back in the day where it'd be nice to sit your rookie quarterback behind a veteran quarterback. That you don't have to always do that. It's not like when they had Brett Favre and then they had Aaron Rodgers sit behind them. It's not like when they had Aaron Rodgers and then they had Jordan Love sitting behind them. It doesn't have to be like that. So this is a perfect example of what the Vikings need to do. Take a chance in the draft and see what happens, man. But y'all let me know in the comments below what you think about this game. Congratulations again to the Baltimore Ravens. We shall see if you beat the Bills or the Chiefs. We don't know who's going to be the opponent, but I can't wait to see the game. I'm out.
This is the end of the video. I truly appreciate you vibing with the bull. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. I'm out.
Mike Sports Vibes, thank you for vibing with me. Yeah. Mike Sports Vibes, thank you for vibing with me. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. Let's go. I really do this. I'm a hybrid fan. I'm a stand-up man. Yeah. They be hating on the squads, but they really a fan. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. Let's go.